Welcome back to Studio Chatter. Think back to when you were 10 years old. Did you ever imagine what 2020 was going to be like? Well, here we are.
Pete was just saying that, and guys, you know what I think about? Like, I thought it would be like the Jetsons. Like little spaceships hovering. I think I really did. Like 2000 seemed like such a millennial big thing. In 2020, I was like
I don't think
spaceships
we're
everywhere.
far. Like, I really think
Right?
that some of that is very much on the horizon. We have
Like
self-driving
the
cars.
droids
We
and-
have,
yeah,
That's true.
right?
but I remember even like playing with my cousins, and you would like, I don't know, play house or you'd be building forts or doing whatever. But I remember there were situations where it would be like you pretending we were on the phone and like that you could see them. And I mean, that's already
remember that.
that's already
It's
like a
FaceTime.
thing. Like
Right.
that's FaceTime.
Yeah.
It's very now. It's very current. It's like we live in it.
Right.
And I accidentally went away without my phone this weekend. And it's really kind of crazy how tied we are to the technology.
Oh,
so,
absolutely.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's your wallet, it's your phone, it's the
your
pictures,
calendar.
it's the
Yep.
calendar, it's the socializing, it's so many things. And so I think going into 2020, I'll just admit here, so my word last year was transition.
Right.
And transitioned into a new job, transitioning with one in, kindergarten, so everybody's in school now. I mean, there were a lot of moving pieces. My husband ended up also transitioning, so it's been a lot of figuring out with the transitioning. Because of the technology-driven world that we live in, my word this year is going to be present.
I like
So
it.
Yeah.
I would like to be more present in the things that are going on in the now and around me, and as the kids are growing, and really being able to step away from the desk at 3:30, 4 o'clock, whatever it is, and leave it alone and just be present. Just be
And that's going to be
more
challenging.
It is going to be challenging, but I think it's doable.
Absolutely.
But I mean, it is putting away whatever it is and focusing. Whether it's I have incorporated some tools that we can come back to, but
I think that's really important. I went to a luncheon the other day, and granted, I was going through some family turmoil, but I had my phone like on the table, and then we were chatting, and I noticed that I picked it up and looked because I had gotten a text, and I just looked and then set it back down. But then I kept talking, and I noticed neither one of them had their phones even out, and I thought, it's kind of like I felt kind of rude. Like I'm not really. I am present. I didn't answer it or anything, but it was still there. And so I think that's
Yeah.
really important. I think
be
it
present.
is. Yeah, kind
it's
of
hard
rude.
not
Yeah.
to peek. Like, even if you are in the moment, to not
Right.
be like,
Yeah, and it depends on certain situations of your day and,
True.
if
Right.
you're expecting a phone call or,
Right.
kids or something. I think my word, I don't know, I wasn't super committed last year, but I like the word intentional.
yes.
And I thought of it a lot this last year, and I think I want to continue because I think it kind of marries with your word present. Be intentional with planning things with your relationships. If I want a deeper relationship with a friend, then I need to be intentional of setting a time
Right.
to go to lunch, or I need to be intentional in calling that person, or whatever it means. I think
like
we
that.
have to plan. If we want to make a change in our life, we have to be intentional in making that change, whether it's spiritual, physical,
It's like the goals we were
educational.
talking about. Nothing's
Exactly.
going to change if you don't be intentional about doing something about
Exactly.
it. It's never going to get
So
there.
I've just really loved that word. I think it's.
I do
powerful.
like that word.
I like that word
I
too.
didn't know that we were doing words, but really, like when I
And don't feel pressure.
No, I wasn't. But when they, like, people all know that my mother passed away, and with her, she really taught me to kind of be present, to be intentional with her relationship. When you were with her, she was all about you and making you feel important.
That's awesome.
So I kind of feel like the namaste, like my soul connecting with yours.
I love that word.
That I feel like to reach out to those people and to figure out what
Yeah.
they need, maybe, and it will fill you as well.
Yeah.
But I feel like we need to connect more with
Our
people.
souls.
Yep.
I couldn't,
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more. And I think it's even a generational thing. And I think, sadly, that it gets worse as time
does.
goes on. I think probably your mom's generation, my mom's generation, your mom's generation, it's probably easier for them to set aside
It is.
the technology. And build the gingerbread house or be very intentional or be in the moment. Like that time that they have is so precious. And I even noticed that on my trip. Like I'm like, maybe tolerance should be my word, or just breathe and just it's that everything's going to be okay. If you don't mind sharing, I did bring a couple of things. And this probably segues into that, and you can certainly read this on your own. I just found it online. 20 brutal truths about life no one wants to admit.
Oh boy.
Yeah, well, but they are true. And it lists just 20 different things. We're not going to talk about all 20, but
Okay.
you're going to die. You have no idea when. People around you are going to die, and you don't know when. So it's very important to be intentional in those moments. Or your time is so precious, so giving more of your time, not necessarily money, and just being
And
present
intentional
and
with your
intentional.
time.
Yes.
Yep.
Actions speak louder than words. Your achievements and successes won't matter when you're going to the other side. So we can share this somewhere else, but just I thought it was a really good list of things to go through and say, how do I want to spend my time, whether it's in this coming year, whether it's in the coming decade, whether it's in the coming week.
What are those things that are going to matter? Because going back to my mother, in the end, like those things, even like her journals, we were so set on like her things, to remind us of her. But in the end, she walked away with like nothing but like our feelings and our memories and the things
Yes.
in here and in here. That's really all you leave with. And the people on the other side, what they remember about you.
Right.
And hopefully those things are good and intentional and, beautiful.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Well, speaking of journals, the final thing I brought, and this was shared by our good friend Amy Rasmussen.
Oh, okay.
She had put on her Instagram that she was getting this for her children this year, and I think this is one of those tools, maybe if you have young children, or anybody really, at the dinner table to just put things away and say, let's talk about today's highs and lows. Like, what was and record it, at what
We did that in high school. I'd sit around the table and we would say our highs and lows of the day. And it was a good way for them to talk it out.
So is
what
this
Right.
brand
happened.
new?
So yeah,
Have
this
you
is brand
written
new.
it?
No, we have not written it yet. This is
I'd
we're going to
love
start
that.
this
I
in
wanna
the
see what it
coming
looks
year.
like.
Yes.
Yes.
So this is your family journal and your traditions. So your high of the day, your low of the day, whether it was a great report card. So the highs and lows, and then on the other page, it's just fun things like what is the first thing you look forward to doing when you wake up in the morning. And everybody could have a favorite. Or if you could be an Olympic athlete, in what sport would you compete in?
So this can be a family book?
It is
or
a family.
an
It could be a
individual?
family book. It could be an individual. It could probably be whatever you want.
that-
But it's just
That
putting
creates
some
a way for everyone
Yes,
to be interactive
to
together.
record that.
I like
So-
that,
Yeah.
Natasha.
I do too.
Yeah,
just
I loved
ordered
it
that
too.
on-
So thank you,
online.
Amy. Yeah, borrowed that from her, and we can probably find more information to share that also.
Oh, well,
So
ladies, Happy New Year.
yes,
This is your
Happy New
resolution.
Year.
Let's
Good
do
luck
this.
with your yoga.
Okay. Yep, namaste, and I got to take a class now.
That makes
Yeah,
two
to
of
be
us.
current with my word.
I agree.
Yep.
I challenge you to do that.
Maybe
Okay.
we'll have a road show.
There you go.
And maybe do photo of the day.
Coming up next, have you got stress in your life? Maybe you could use some yoga. Stay with us.